In a place steeped in history, embedded with mysteries and adventure, a place shrouded by folklore that originated from conflict between two giants and saw Vikings invade the shores, where the hills are shaped by the surrounding waves and Manannan is always watching over you, where around every corner there is something new to be seen, from breathtaking glens to majestic coastlines. In this documentary, we will uncover the beauty that the Isle of Man truly has to offer and explore the fall in tourism. My name is Daniel Cowan, and welcome to the Isle of Man. The tourism on the island has decreased by over 55% in the last 100 years, and that number is only growing. So why has the Isle of Man seen such a decline in visitors, and how has this affected the Manx economy?
We have so much to see and do on the island, and it's a mix of whether you're into the adventure, outdoor active pursuits, or whether it's a motorsport event, or whether it's the heritage and culture. And if you look at the sort of square footage of the Isle of Man, we've got it all in a nice package, and it's all easily accessible. So it's not so much that tourism's changed, it's what consumers are looking for that really is what's driving that change. Obviously, if we look back in tourism in the Isle of Man, back to the Victorian days, the Isle of Man was a major attraction. But obviously with the onset of the cheaper carriers, that opened Europe up and opened choices up to different people. So tourism from an Isle of Man perspective is we have to constantly look at reinventing ourselves so that we're not just known for the TT or for our heritage and culture. We need to be known for everything that the Isle of Man has to offer. The destination management plan is it's a sort of twin track approach really. It's about how we can look at both what our current offering is now and what it is that we need to be looking into the future to be offering to tourism and to tourists wanting to come to the Isle of Man. Consumer trends and how consumers buy things now is a massive part of the work that we do, and holidays is obviously an expensive thing that people spend money on. So the destination management plan is really to sort of give the island, because it belongs not just to the tourism team, but if we're going to take tourism seriously, we need to make some changes in order for us to continue to grow the visitor economy on the island. We market to, within the destination management plan, we highlight 4 audience profiles. So one of those, for example, is the work hard, play hard. So that's people that live and work in a city, who want to get away from it all, and obviously with the Isle of Man being an hour away from most of the major cities, we have a safe environment, we have a beautiful environment, but also we have an abundance now of quality hotels, self-catering, and also eateries and bars now that are starting to come up. So that's one audience, but one of the newer ones that we're really targeting, or have been for the last couple of years, is the family market. So it's going back to the families to try and sort of encourage them to come here for a short break, to bring the kids to get outside, to get out into the landscape and the beauty of the island, but also to go up to South Brule or get a bike or a Segway or something like that. So it's attracting those sort of audience, but at the same time we still need to maintain our core audience, which is our 55 plus market. 2017 we brought in £112 million into the local economy through local businesses, and 95% of that money stays on the Isle of Man, and that money then circulates round the island, and if it wasn't for tourism we would have a serious impact on the quality of life that we have as residents. So whilst there's a monetary value, but there's also a quality of life value for those of us that live here. So the new attractions that are opening up, the new businesses, the coffee shops, the cafes, the restaurants, the bars, all of these things are supported very much by tourism. And we obviously as residents also benefit for them. So there's 2 levels of the value of tourism, and I think the monetary side is very good, but we also need to acknowledge that it does add to our quality of life to have a healthy visitor economy. The TT is the one brand that when you speak to people who, when I go across the UK and I say I live on the Isle of Man, it's the first thing they say to you, oh, the TT. Obviously it depends if you're into motorsport, but it does attract, it's our one biggest event and it does attract over 40,000 people. But one of the things that we've noticed over the last few years is quite a few of the people that come for the TT, especially for the first time, will tend to come back, and they'll come back at a different time of year. So it could also be for the 700 or Festival of Motorcycling.